Down south in Georgia was once a mysterious monument, the Georgia Guidestones. Were they a warning from the New World Order, or guides for after the apocalypse? Or were they just some random person's random beliefs? Who knows? But we'll look into that today as we delve into the Georgia Guidestones.
Welcome back to
Unknown,
Unsolved,
Unseen.
Triple U.
Woohoo! I'm your secretive host, Frank.
I'm your very confused host, Sage.
And welcome back to episode 63. We're getting close to the funny number.
Ha 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 ha.
So the only announcements I have is sorry, I've been bad on the socials lately. Once again, sorry about that. Sorry if you heard any jingle there. Atlas was moving around a little bit with his collar, but we took off the collar so he can relax. But if you're liking what you're listening to, I'm just going to put it once in the beginning. Go give us a 5-star, like, comment, review, whatever platform you're on. We really appreciate every little bit. Helps us out, grow in the algorithm and learn what we need to do and not need to do. And
I have an announcement.
Oh, what's yours before I get into my last one?
Well, for starters, this is start of the Christmas season, or holiday season for whatever you celebrate. So, yay.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Yes. Also, this is coming out on your birthday.
My birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yay.
Woohoo. It's your episode on your own birthday. How cool is that?
I'm old.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
My
back
episode,
in my young old days.
My episode won't come out on my birthday, but it is in the same week, so... You know, look at that.
Which is next week.
Yeah, we planned that pretty good.
We're pretty close birthday-wise.
Yeah. You know, just like a whole year.
Yeah, I just didn't think my birthday would include me talking about the Georgia Guidestones.
Well, I mean, technically it's past you talking about it, but...
True.
You know, either way. Anywho, I just wanted to make sure that everybody tells you happy birthday.
All right. Well, you heard it here.
Tell them happy birthday.
Tell me happy birthday or else. Or else I'll cry.
Yeah, I'll cry too.
What type of threat is that?
You don't want me to cry. I'm not a pretty crier. You're not going to like it.
But back on the podcast announcement-wise, here is a little ad for our friends.
Have you ever seen a shadow linger in the corner of your eye? Seen a flashing light dart across the sky? Have you ever wished upon a candle to make your wish come true? I'm sure you've told a haunted tale or two. Are you interested in learning the pagan ways? Witchcraft, grimoires, candles await. Have you ever seen the living dead and stood still instead of fled? Cryptics are fun, but the universe has our eye. The stars align, shows us our signs, and we're here to discuss the divine. Welcome to Moon Brews, a supernatural podcast, hosted by yours truly, Haley.
Thank you for listening to that ad for our friends. Now, today, we're heading down to where the devil once went, down to Georgia. But we're not going to talk about deals with the devil today. That's actually slated for a whole different episode.
Not talking about fiddles?
Nope, no fiddles,
Just
no
some
devil.
Guidestones.
But still, Georgia. Today's topic is the Georgia Guidestones. Have you ever heard of them, Sage?
I think you briefly mentioned them in passing.
Do you know anything about them?
No, the only thing that's coming to mind for me is like the what are the stones in England?
Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Some similarity.
I was gonna say that's like the only thing I could think of, but I don't.
They're
I'm not
inspired
sure
by Stonehenge.
Okay, I wasn't sure what these look like.
Yep. Well, let's get into this fascinating monument, dare I say, monumental topic today.
I'm just gonna let that one slide.
All right.
It's your birthday episode, so I'm gonna be nice.
Oh, wow. Guys, she's being nice to me. This is a rarity.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Wow, it's crazy she's being nice to me today. She's giving me the eyes like I said something I shouldn't have said. Guys, I'm blinking like I need help because I'm speaking the truth. I know you can't see, but I'm blinking that way.
I'm nice.
I know.
Okay.
I just gotta, ruffle some feathers,
Why you want to
rouse a little bit, rabble some rouse.
It's the Christmas season. There's no feathers a ruffling. Just the swans of singing.
Or partridges in pear trees.
Yeah, I don't remember what the other birds are in that.
2 turtle doves. Are those turtles with
3
wings?
3 French hens.
4 something. 5 golden rings. 6 geese of laying. I know
I
that.
don't remember what 4 is.
4 something something. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. What? She's looking it up. She gotta Google it. Doesn't even know the lines of the song.
4 calling birds.
What is like birds on their phone calling their friends, being like, yo, bird, what's up? I'm calling my other bird.
Oh, my bad. Swans are swimming, not singing.
Oh my goodness. She got it wrong. She's off the podcast, guys.
I don't think any of these things are singing. Okay, anyway.
All right, so let's get to the topic at hand here today. Let's turn back time and go back to the summer of 1979, the year of our Lord, which I say every time we go back on any year whatsoever. Have you noticed that?
Well, that's how they used to measure time. Is
I know.
The year of our Lord.
You remember I used to say 2 episodes ago, 1961, the year of our Lord.
No,
now
but
we're at
that was-
1979, the year of our Lord.
That was the year that 3 Mile Island almost melted down. And the year my mom was born. So, she
All
was
right.
itty bitty baby, the time of this happening.
Well, we were all alive when the cool thing about, well, it's not cool, the main thing about this happened.
9/11?
No, 9/11. 9/11 is brought up in this episode, but okay.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, idiots. Far right nut jobs.
Oh.
So we're back in 1979 in Elberton, Georgia. On a beautiful Friday afternoon in June, down south, a gentleman entered town.
The devil?
No. To some, maybe, though.
Ooh.
This man went by the name R.C. Christian, or Mr. Christian, or Robert Christian.
Okay.
Roberto Christian. Just kidding, it's not Roberto. He was described as a well-dressed, gray-haired, and articulated man. He seemed like he was educated. On his visit to this quaint city of Elberton, which calls itself the granite capital of the world, it is in fact not the granite capital of the world, but does have an impressive amount of granite nonetheless. So our buddy R.C. Christian went over to Elberton Granite Finishing. He introduced himself as R.C. Christian to Joe H. Fenley Sr., the president of Elberton Granite Finishing. R.C. Christian began to tell Fendley his plan and his background. Boring at first, but as he continued, Fendley became more interested. R.C. Christian let him know that his name was a pseudonym. He couldn't give his real name. He chose Christian because of his beliefs. He claimed he represented a small group of loyal Americans, and they wanted to make a large granite monument. He had heard of Elberton being the granite capital of the world, and he believed they had some of the highest quality granite.
All right. Interesting.
This group of loyal Americans wanted a monument inscribed with wisdom, one that would help humanity to be led into an age of reason. He wanted this monument to accomplish multiple things. It would serve as a guide, calendar, compass, clock. It was intended to survive the apocalypse.
I'm getting vibes that this probably isn't inscribed with something very good.
I mean, it's not bad, but
Okay.
interesting. His idea for design drew inspiration from Stonehenge in Britain. That British.
That's like they're like the tall stones that make like little walk-throughs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally am picturing Outlander in my head right now, so
Well, he wanted it to rival it, and he hoped it would inspire others to build more in the area, and his group had considered building more also in the area. But the Georgia Guidestones stand alone.
Is it still there?
We'll get into that.
Okay.
You don't even know your news.
I stay away from the news as much as I can. I know what I need to know for my profession.
Do you not know Georgia politics?
No, I know what I need to know. I know what I need to know for my profession, and so I can help other people process those things, but I don't know that anyone's going to come to me with information about the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah, this is jumping ahead, but you don't know. In 2022, Candace Taylor ran for governor in Georgia. Got like 1% of the vote because she's a crazy person.
Do we have a better word for crazy?
Far right lunatic.
Do we have to use the word lunatic?
Far right idiot.
All right, I'll take idiot.
What's a more acceptable term?
Idiot would be more acceptable than
far right
crazy.
Idiot. Who she ran on the slogan, "Guns, Jesus, baby."
What?
Guns, Jesus, babies. No, sorry, Jesus, guns, babies. That's it. Jesus, guns, babies.
JGB.
Which I think
the JGB.
I think that's just some messed up version of rock, paper, scissors at this point. Like, I'm going to assume guns beats babies.
Yeah. It beats them even in schools.
Babies. That's why, that was my reasoning, but I wasn't going to say it. But
we gotta be honest here. It's fucking true.
Guns beats babies. Babies beats Jesus because babies are born with original sin, so therefore they are not. They're the enemy of Jesus. But Jesus, because he can come back from the dead, beats guns.
Sure.
Jesus, guns, babies.
I would argue that Jesus beats babies. Not physically.
Oh my goodness.
But because, yes, you're born with original sin, but he died to absolve you of those sins.
Then who beats guns?
Guns.
Goodness.
No, I'm just kidding. I like the way that you put it. Mine was a little morbid, so.
Yeah, she ran like her. Oh, I'll have to just show you this real quick.
Jesus Christ. Literally. What the fuck?
He's above guns, though, but guns are above babies.
Yeah.
I'm the one you've been waiting for, is what part of that slogan.
It is, in fact, I am not waiting, so. I'm definitely not the one.
Amazon.com. I support Jesus Guns Baby shirts. Or Pop Socket.
What a fucking idiot. I'm gonna use your term idiot. Like, I need to think of a better word.
What is a better? I don't know. Like, I understand some of these words are not good to really use in context now, but like, how else do I call this person? I know Jesus Guns and Babies is the best campaign slogan of all time besides MAGA, but drop other great ones in the comments is what she put on February 22nd of 2024 on Twitter. Oh my goodness. What the hell?
Foolish. Reckless.
She's a fool. A damn fool.
Unconventional.
Let's just think of what we heard in today's episode of Aspen Hotel in the what's it called when they were doing therapy. Damn fool, smooth brain, doltish.
So I'm gonna put a little PSA out there. The reason that I asked you to find better words is because of how much stigmatization is around the words that you use. So like, for instance, crazy is often used for people with serious mental illness or women. Like, it's a derogatory term for women. Like, lunatic's outdated because it comes from an outdated understanding of mental health, so like lunatic asylums. That's why, like I said, when I did Trans Allegheny, I was very purposeful about that. The PSA is that the President of the United States recently called a reporter a word that is no longer accepted in society, which is the R word. I'm not going to say it here. And that falls along the same lines. It's outdated. It doesn't It's not appropriate in any type of way, and it's stigmatizing more so than using that term just generally. So the PSA is, don't say words that are outdated and offensive. Like, we need to find better vocabulary for things. Like, it's not appropriate that he called the reporter anything, but he could have used a different word. He could have used foolish, reckless,
doltish, smooth brain.
Sure, but yeah. Anyway, that's my soapbox, and I'm now going to get off of it.
All right, what I was going to say is one of her policies she was running on was destroying the Georgia Guidestones.
Really?
Yes.
Do we hate that?
Yes.
Okay, we like the Georgia Guidestones.
I mean, not fully like it, but like she just wants to do a theocracy.
Ah.
So.
But didn't this guy say he was Christian?
Yeah.
So did the stones just not reflect that? Okay.
We'll continue into that. Okay.
My bad. I'm jumping the gun.
Far.
I'm jumping her gun, I guess. You wouldn't like that because she's all about guns.
And babies and Jesus.
If I jump her gun, does that mean I'm Jesus because I'm ahead of the gun?
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. I'm not.
All right, Sage. On count of 3.
I'm not working
Jesus,
to disrespect.
guns, babies. Come on, we're doing rock paper. You guys can't see it. We're going to rock paper scissors, but Jesus, guns, babies. Okay. Jesus, guns, babies.
I didn't put up the top.
Okay, actually, this again. Jesus, guns, babies. This is Jesus. He got 2 legs, so you can tell.
I feel like the gun just wins everything.
Jesus beats guns.
Okay.
I win. I won the first ever game of Jesus, guns, babies,
I don't
guys.
know. What would you make for baby?
Like this. Look.
No, like a cradle?
Okay, cradle. Yeah. And then you use the gun and you shoot the cradle.
Jesus Christ!
He does beat the guns.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Continue before we dig ourselves even deeper into a hole.
This is quite the conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Where the hell was I on here? Oh, yeah. Bentley thought that R.C. Christian was, and I quote, a nut. He made a quote higher than anything he had quoted before. He had done this as it would require more work and more equipment than what he had ever done before and what he had available for one project, and wanted to dissuade R.C. Christian from this endeavor. To his surprise, our boy R.C. Christian accepted. Hit him with the good old okie dokie. Probably didn't say that though, but
like, good day, sir. Thank you. Oh wait, this isn't like the
indubitably.
This is not the 1800s.
Oh Lord, the flower, she's wilting. I do declare. I don't know.
We're in the 70s.
That's fancy Southerner according to King of the Hill. I do think I give room service to Jangle. Do remember that part. In a while. Bobby Hill tried to act fancy Southerner. But he did say, I do think I'm going to give room service to Jangle. I'm thinking that R.C. Christian needed to give Fendley a jangle.
Okay.
Back to the serious stuff at hand. Christian wanted to know who Fendley used for his banking, and he directed him to 2 banks, and he chose the Granite City Bank and the president of said bank, Wyatt C. Martin. R.C. Christian would go and meet with Martin. Fendley would call ahead and warn Martin that he sent a kook over his way. However, and that's what he called him. However, Martin was surprised when he met a well-dressed, articulated, and well-educated older gentleman, not the type person you'd take for a kook. The man, R.C. Christian, would let Martin know he was using a pseudonym and that he and his group would like to stay anonymous forever. He said they had been planning this for 20 years. And Martin would go back to be like, oh, he actually might be a kook. So he would tell Martin that they had what they wanted to build, and he was shocked. Martin stated that he just about fell over and told Christian, I believe you'd be just as well off to take the money and throw it out in the streets and into the gutters. Christian just shook his head and told Martin, you don't understand. Martin would take Christian then to the town square and show him a bicentennial memorial fountain that had a ring of 13 granite panels to represent the 13 original colonies. For some reason, somehow I wrote the 13 original holidays. Which I don't know what the 13 original would be. I'm guessing like Easter, Christmas, Halloween at this point because I'm grasping for straws. New Year's. Crap, that's only like
Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4th of July, Labor Day.
Well, 4th of July is not an original.
Look, we're going for 13 here.
Neither is Memorial or Labor Day.
Memorial, Labor Day. Crap. Screw it. We're at 10 now for 13 original
Saturnalia.
holidays. Sure, you're
Is
in
it
your
ancient Roman?
pagan holidays.
It's an ancient Roman.
Pagan holiday.
Okay. But it's ancient.
Thanksgiving.
It's ancient Roman. That is also not an original.
Too bad. It's now on 13 original holidays.
All right. Original to the United States or original to the world?
Just original holidays. Oh, man, I'm down one. What's the one? MLK Day. God bless.
That is also definitely not an original holiday.
Too bad. We're at 13 now. MLK. God bless. It's like when you add, stuff like, I don't know.
All right. Anyway.
I'm really derailing this too much. But this was the biggest project that had ever been done, and what Christian wanted was significantly more than these 13 granite panels. He was asking something, dare I say, monumental. I know, I'm funny.
Yes.
R.C. Christian would be undeterred and told Martin he would return Monday. He chartered a plane to survey the area for a place for the monument. He did, in fact, return Monday, which would have been interesting if I just said he never showed up. End of story. But no, he did. And Martin told him he would not go further unless he got R.C. Christian's real name. He did, but under a few conditions. Martin could tell no one else, sign an NDA, be the sole intermediary, and destroy any documents after the project was finished. All of that was followed, except some documents still existed as of 10 years ago.
Damn, okay. Did we ever find out who these people are?
No, I'm going to go over 3 possibilities.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry, 2 possibilities. One of them I literally found in the twilight minutes of researching this, so I'm going to be reading it off the website.
Okay, that's fine.
But it's actually no, yeah, 3 possibilities.
Okay.
He returned Monday, signed the NDA, all this stuff. He would send money then from all over the country to enforce the secrecy. He took this all extremely seriously on the secrecy.
This is crazy.
So Martin was getting money from various banks around the country in various amounts. Christian had one final stop to make before leaving Elberton. He stopped to meet Fenley again. He gave him a shoebox and within that shoebox was a wooden model of the Guidestones in it. Additionally, there were about 10 pages of documents and specifications for the monument.
Wow.
Yeah, he took this very seriously.
This is a stupid question. Did they get a permit to build this somewhere, or was it built overnight?
They did all of this. It took I think about, let's see, started. We're talking June here. They start all the stuff here because once he gets all the stuff, a deposit comes in the following week, which I was going to mention. Because Fenley was still skeptical, questioning all of this after he received that stuff. But he received a call the next Friday, so I believe this is a week after the initial meeting. And Martin had informed him that he received a $10,000 deposit. And with that, Fenley began on making the Georgia Guidestones. So we're talking mid-June he started. This finishes in March of 2080, so less than a year.
2080?
1980.
I was going to say, damn, that's a long construction. That's about how long friggin' our neighborhood's been.
I know. I was about to say our roads in our neighborhood are taking that long. 2080, they'll probably get to our street just to start all over again.
Yay!
I love the construction in our neighborhood, and so does Atlas. He gets mad at the equipment at time that's left here. So construction would begin later that summer. Fenley's company would be getting the large granite slabs. They had to hire additional stone cutters and get new equipment for it. Not long into it, they lifted the first slab out as it was a 28-ton piece of granite.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Christian would continue to be involved and would meet with Fenley and Martin to find a location for the monument. They would settle on a flat top hill on the Double Seven Farms. Christian would pay for the 5-acre plot for $5,000 from Wayne Mullinex. He was also allowed for Mullinex and his children to give lifetime grazing rights for the cattle, and Mullinex's construction company was the one hired to lay the foundation for the Guidestones.
Okay, so he bought a piece of land for it
Yes.
to build it, but he said, like,
Your
I
cattle
bought this
can
from
still
you, but,
graze.
like, you can still use this land.
For your cattle grazing and your company, I'll contract you guys to make the foundation. It's
Okay.
a pretty good deal for Melnix.
That's a good business model.
Yeah. With the land now determined and purchased, and the granite being worked on, Fenley's part with Christian was done. They met one final time at Fenley's office. Christian told him goodbye and told him, "You'll never see me again," turned around and left. Not even giving a handshake, and staying true to his word and never seeing Fenley again.
Wow.
Martin would then become the only source of contact with R.C. Christian. A few weeks later, he would write to Martin to request the land be transferred to Elbert County and that civic pride would protect it over time. He was only kind of right in this aspect because he believed this would allow it to survive for quite a while.
Okay.
And this, I believe the transfer legally happened after it was built. He would continue writing from different letters from across the country at various cities. Never the same location used twice. The secrecy continues. Fenley did run into some construction issues at the Guidestones, as they were meant to act in a way that would align with the sun and stars. He had to retain the services from an astronomer from the University of Georgia to accomplish this. I'll go over the details when I get to the specifications of the Guidestones because it's actually in writing what it was at the Guidestones.
Okay.
Once it got to 1980, progress began to be made on the land. A bulldozer was clearing and an area for the foundation was formed. Along with it, there was a 100-foot tall crane to move the massive stones. 6 stones were placed there and four outer stones, a center stone, and a capstone for the top. When assembled, I'm going to try and describe it the best I can, okay?
Okay.
So it's 5 of those stones supporting the capstone. The capstone is going to be on the top. Check our Instagram for pictures of it to see what it actually looks like. 5 stones supporting a single rectangular capstone on it. Underneath that capstone would be one of those stones in the center acting as a supporting column. And then from that one, almost in like an X shape, you'd have the other 4.
Okay.
So you have this one here.
Mm-hmm.
One here, one here.
Like kind of like a spokes on a wheel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I think spindle or spoke is what I saw as a descriptor.
Okay.
So 4 of them around it.
Were they all at like a right angle from the middle one?
No. I believe at an angle.
Okay.
Now to get on to the details of the stones. I'll first get into the dimensions of the stones. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
The 4 outer stones were 16 feet 4 inches tall, 6 foot 6 inches wide, and 1 foot 7 inches thick.
Holy shit, those are big.
Damn, boy, that's thick.
And you said they're 28.
These are granite.
28 tons?
I don't know how much each individual slab is again, because they were worked on by that point.
Okay. Wow.
So this is granite slab, so a heavy ass thing, especially for those dimensions. The center column was the same as the outer ones, except the width was 3 foot 3 inches versus the 6 foot 6 inches, so half of that.
Okay.
That's the only difference. The capstone on the top was 6 foot 6 inches wide, 9 foot 8 inches long, and the same thickness of 1 foot 7 inches. The 4 outer stones had inscriptions on them, and this is where we get to some of the controversy. Each face had the same inscription, so however, in a different language. 8 languages total, so each slab on one side was one language, one side the other. 8 languages, and they were chosen as the language represented most of humanity for these. So you ready for the 8 languages? Got any guesses what any of the 8 may be?
English.
Yep.
Latin.
No.
Spanish.
Yes.
German.
No.
Greek.
No.
Russian.
Yes.
Polish.
No. Don't you dare say the French, because fuck the French.
Damn. Okay.
I'll just tell you what they are then.
Danish.
No.
Yeah.
So they were English, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, traditional Chinese,
Oh man, I literally forgot those countries.
Hindi, Swahili, and Hebrew.
So
Hebrew
remember,
is the exception when I said represents most of humanity. Hebrew was chosen due to connections to Judaism and Christianity. Remember, R.C. Christian chose his name because he's a Christian.
yeah. So remember all the times during this podcast where I've said I'm really bad at geography.
Yeah.
I forgot an entire continent.
Chinese and Hindi.
Yeah, well, like all of Asia.
Yeah.
I forgot. And what is
Africa.
it? Central Europe, Africa.
Swahili is African.
No, but Arabic.
Middle East.
Middle. That's what I meant. Yeah, Middle East.
Central Europe.
I don't know. Listen, you know, I'm bad at it. That's fine.
Middle East is still Asia, so still Asia is what you're missing. You ready for the inscriptions?
Yes.
All right, you're going to love these. There are 10 guidelines here, okay?
Okay.
Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Unite humanity with a living new language. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. Those are the 10 inscriptions. What'd you think of those?
Well, 500 million as a population is pretty insane because by 79 and 80, we would have had over 1 billion people, right?
I think we're at 4 or 4.5 billion at that point.
So what were they expecting? That we just exterminate shit tons of people?
That's where conspiracies come in. Was this for extermination, genocide, or was this only for after an apocalypse so we don't make the same mistakes?
Something like 500 million is an eighth of what our population roughly was at that time.
Yep. Even less now.
Jesus. Insane.
Now, there are certain spots in here that people point as being satanic or evil or New World Order, that being one of it. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Diversity, evil, we gotta kill it. Satanic right there, but also improving fitness and diversity can sometimes be taken as eugenics too, so that's alarming. Unite humanity with a living new language, that's also satanic. What's it called? Resolving external disputes in a world court. That's New World Order Satanism right there. Don't know how it's Satanism, but apparently.
Okay.
Let's see. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. I think I agree with that, and most do. Balance personal rights with social duties. Also Satanism. Be not a cancer on the earth. Probably also Satanism, because that is against stuff like big oil.
Mm.
So to the west of the stones was another granite tablet that had another inscription on it about the stones, as well as also in the 8 languages. The Georgia Guidestones, center cluster erected March 22nd, 1980. There is a square, and in the center it states, "Let these be guidestones to an age of reason." Each side of this square that I'm mentioning here has a different language. So Sage, it says let these be guidestones to an age of reason, and then a box around it, and on each edge of of the box is a ancient language. Sanskrit, Babylonian, Classical Greek, and Egyptian hieroglyphs. Don't know why.
Isn't that different from the...
Yeah,
8
but it's
languages
stating those languages on the border.
Okay. I feel like I need to look these up. Just so that I have the visual as...
Just the Georgia, I don't know, this part no one talks as much about, except for part of it in a little bit. But astronomical features. 1. Channel through stone indicates celestial pole. 2. Horizontal slot indicates annual travel of the sun. 3. Sunbeam through capstone marks noontime throughout the year. So it has a part where it's when it's noon throughout the year, it always shines on the same spot. Author R.C. Christian, pseudonym was, I think, was spelled wrong too. Sponsors a small group of Americans who seek the age of reason. And then it says this: time capsule placed 6 feet, which is 1.83 meters, below this spot on blank to be opened on blank.
So there's a time capsule, but it didn't have
Time
an
capsule?
actual date? Because you said blank.
Placed on blank to be opened on blank.
So does that mean they're likely they haven't put it in yet?
Likely there's none put in there, which people made a lot of conspiracies about it.
Okay.
Then there's the physical data, which is also on the slab, but I already kind of went over that, so I didn't feel like going over all that again.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane how much they have. I'm just saying real quick, the slabs, like the 4 major ones, were 42,000 pounds each. That's 21 tons. The overall weight of this entire thing was 746 pounds. That's over 100 tons.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Center stone was 20,957 pounds. Capstone was 24,832 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It goes to show you, like, so with Stonehenge, like, how the fuck did they make that?
Granite, I think granite might be.
Granite's heavier, but I mean, even then,
Yeah.
stone is not fucking light. And those things were made.
Aliens. Ooh.
Pyramids too, bro. They had to have
Hey, these were
damn
mined.
good cranes.
These are mined at the pyramid quarries located 3 miles west of Elberton, Georgia.
Oh, that's interesting. We have, I think, a granite quarry near us, don't we?
I have no idea. So back to the construction timeline. Now we head over to March 22nd, 1980, the day the stones are unveiled to the public. They had a community event to celebrate. Congressman Doug Barnard, who represented the area, came to this event. He spoke to the crowd of somewhere between 200 and 400 people. The master of ceremonies, who was like vice president of the Elberton Granite Association, read a message from R.C. Christian at the event too. In order to avoid debate, we, the sponsors of the Georgia Guidestones, have a simple message for human beings now and for the future. We believe our precepts are sound and they must stand on their own merits.
What does that mean?
Do these ideas on here will stand on their merit? Give them a chance. Based on everything said, how do you think the public responded to this?
Probably not great, but people probably didn't understand.
Controversy and conspiracy time.
Okay.
What people are here for. The Guidestones were going to obviously draw the attention of the most concerned and not as bright in society.
Why? Those are like usually not the same population.
Most concerned people and the not brightest.
Yeah.
Talking about your armchair conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
So theories began even before the stones were finished. The first rumors came from the Elberton Granite Association. They claimed that Fendley and Martin were behind all of this to drum up mystery to benefit themselves. This gossip got out of hand real quick, and the newspaper, the Elberton Star, performed polygraphs on both men, and they both passed, making this controversy subside.
Okay.
That was even before the year's built. However, once the words got out on what was actually going to be on the stone, there became theories and condemnations. Condemnations. I cannot words. Martin recalled that people who knew him started accusing him of working for the devil and started confronting him on this. And he was like, he trusted what R.C. Christian was doing, but also understood that this looked weird. A local minister started to become a vocal voice of the evil of these stones. James Travenstead would predict occult groups would soon flock to the Guidestones like moths to a flame. I'm not quoting there. He predicted that one day a sacrifice would also happen here. I believe it was him at the unveiling, but a minister claimed that this was a place for sun worshippers, for cult worship and for devil worship. Them damn sun worshippers.
All right.
Conspiracy theorists began to have a field day with this because on top of all of this that was going on, there were the obvious, very controversial things written on the stones, right?
Yeah.
They're just a little controversial, right?
You would have to exterminate 3.5 billion plus people in order to match their 500 million. And we'd have to put in some kind of policy of how many kids you can have.
Yeah.
And a point in which you have to die or something.
Yeah.
Like a lottery system of whose turn it is to die.
So, this didn't help at all. Charlie Clamp, the sandblaster, charged with carving each of the 4,000 plus characters on the stones.
Charged?
He was charged with it, like, it was his job.
Oh, okay.
So he had to make all the words. While he told people that he had been constantly distracted during this by strange music and disjointed voices.
My guy, I think you might
Have a case of the devil?
No. Experiencing some symptoms of psychosis.
The devil's upon ye. The devil. The devil. The devil.
I'm not going to say the devil because that's stigmatizing.
What?
I'm not going to say the devil because that's stigmatizing. So I'm going to say psychosis, somewhere along the schizophrenia spectrum, or, bipolar with psychosis or something along those lines.
But back on this, all this kept alarming conspiracists and ministers because, according to the Book of Revelations, I've actually not read this, a common tongue and a one world government are accomplishments of the Antichrist. So, that's alarming for them.
I don't understand how that applies.
Because it called for that.
Okay. But didn't it say 8 languages? So that would mean there's not a common tongue.
But it did state that there should be one.
So then why would it also label 8 languages? That would
because
be
if people coming from the apocalypse would all need something like a basis to make their new society. And if they all read this, they try and make a common tongue.
Okay.
Conspiracy theorists, as I was saying earlier, had a field day with this. Many began to claim that these guidestones were satanic. They were given the nickname the 10 Commandments of the Antichrist.
Interesting.
The monument would be known as satanic or a monument of the New World Order, or both.
Well, I mean, they align a little bit.
Far-right conspiracy theorist Chud Mark Dice called the stones for the stones to be destroyed and the rubble to be used for construction. He claimed the stones had Luciferian origins and were satanic, and R.C. Christian belonged to the New World Order. He was very adamant about these.
Who is he?
He's just some far-right Chud.
Have you heard of him prior to this?
Nope. Probably haven't some other things I've listened to. But he kept on talking about all of this, that this was evil and whatnot. And he gave more publicity to the Guidestones. And that brought a lot of visitors in, but also brought in issues with vandals attacking the stones. Dice denied his involvement in all of this, but may believe he inspired it. These are some of the messages that were written on. Jesus will beat you, Satanists. No one world government. Others were also the Council on Foreign Relations is ran by the devil, that the 9/11 attacks were an inside job, and that President Obama is a Muslim.
Oh, so we know those last two were at least later than the 80s.
Yeah. The Guidestones were also splashed with polyurethane, which is more difficult to remove than paint.
Yeah.
And despite all of this, Dice apparently disapproved of the acts. A lot of people were glad such a thing happened and saw it as standing up against the New World Order, while others who are unhappy with the stones saw it as actions as counterproductive and inappropriate. Okay, bud.
Interesting.
Yeah, these are just crazy. And when Martin, the banker, was asked about this, all he said was, all I can tell you is that Mr. Christian always seemed to be a very, very decent and sincere fellow to me.
Did it say how much he ended up paying for it? I can't remember if he said that.
That has never been publicly available.
Okay.
The only thing we can tell was at least $100,000 at the time, which I think like 400,000 or like $1 million now. But I'm probably a lot more though than that, based on how big of granite slabs they did and what all the equipment he had to buy
and the people that he had to employ.
Yeah. So now back on something earlier, I have this. In 2022, Georgian gubernatorial hopeful candidate Candace Taylor made destroying the Guidestones part of her policy. She was never elected, luckily. She was a doltish one, I must say. She uses the slogan, Jesus, guns, babies. I think this is some weird version of rock, paper, scissors. I wrote that in my script.
Love that. We were definitely jumping the gun.
Yeah, that's why I just went on it earlier. Jay Widener, a conspiracy theorist, speculated on the identity and beliefs of R.C. Christian. He speculated that Christian and his loyal Americans were Rosicrucian followers of the Rosy Cross. They are a secret society of mystics so I took this word for word off of the Wired article.
Okay.
So they were a secret society of mystics that originated in the late medieval Germany and claim understanding of esoteric truths about nature, the universe, and the spiritual realm that have been concealed from ordinary people, but they are still Christians.
Okay.
So RC is the abbreviation for the founder, Christian Rosencreuz.
But reverse?
Yeah, it would be a reverse of it. This secretive group, I believe, was 15th century they started, but only came out publicly in the 17th century. But all the members were still anonymous at the time. And they still act in secrecy today. The words written in the stones do fit more into their beliefs rather than usual Christian beliefs, like Orthodox beliefs. So a very interesting theory there. A coven of witches also did make it the place a home away from home and would go there regularly, even holding a wedding there and doing some rituals a few months after it was open, which goes back to James Travensten saying that it would be a home of occult things to do.
Interesting.
Now, make sure I'm getting this thing. There are two other people that I saw speculate to be the speculated to be the RC Christian. One was Ted Turner. He is the one who was found the Turner News Network, which became CNN, Cartoon Network.
Oh wow!
What all channels spun off? He's still alive today, but it's believed not to be him. Yeah, CNN. And some other big stuff, I think Hanna-Barbera was under him.
Didn't someone describe the guy as being older?
Yeah. Now, Ted Turner was born in 1938, so he would be older at the time, but it's not believed to be him.
Well, I was going to say, it's been 45-ish years.
Yeah. So some believe, though, that it is Herbert A. Kirsten, a physician from Fort Dodge, Iowa. So some say that here are the three reasons. This is on a CNN article. I only found on this recently as I was finishing, so I'm kind of reading off the article. Kirsten was born May 7th, 1920, and would have been 78 on July 14th, 1998. The date of the letter, which which is the date that it would match a letter that R.C. Christian sent to Martin, claiming he was 78. It would match the same timeline. Kirsten lived for many years at the same address seen on one of the envelopes sent to Wyatt Martin. So potentially same address. And Kirsten wrote a lot of letters that were published in newspapers. And in those letters, he sounded strikingly similar to R.C. Christian.
Okay.
And he was a big fan of eugenics.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they did look into him and they realized he had connections to big people proud of eugenics. And he's shockingly still proud of it to whenever they started questioning him.
Jeez.
Yeah, he considered, he argued that black people were genetically inferior to white people, according to his 1989 New York Times obituary, and he proposed paying women with low IQs to be sterilized.
Holy mother of God.
And in 1992, when David Duke ran for president, Kirsten put in a good word for him, even though Duke was an infamous Klansman and neo-Nazi.
Okay, so we hate this guy.
Yeah.
This is a time where I would say the word crazy or lunatic is appropriate. It's never appropriate. I'm definitely making a joke.
So we'll see. In one of David Duke's books, My Awakening, he dedicated to my friend William Shockley, who crusaded for our heritage. So if it is him, who knows? But that's something I don't know about that or not. The CNN article is the only place that really talked much about it. But as believed to be one of the potential people. And now to present day-ish. After all the controversy, it came to an explosive conclusion.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember what I told you last week we'd be talking about this week?
No, but I did see some pictures.
Talking about a bombing.
It did look like at least one of the slabs was down.
In the early hours of July 6, 2022, a bomb went off at one of the Guidestones. The stone with the Swahili and Hindi sections were destroyed, and the capstone was heavily damaged. The stones had to be dismantled for safety reasons, and with that, they were gone. Security video showed a car driving away quickly, and an explosion and evidence was found to point at a bomb being placed. They could not repair this and had to take down the Georgia Guidestones, so they are no longer there.
Wow, okay.
So we never got the chance to see him, unfortunately. I would have loved to see him sometime in my life, but we have lost that opportunity because some far right-wing chud. And this was the same year that Candace Taylor was starting her heavy campaign only a month prior to destroy the Georgia Guidestones.
Well,
Lo and
so
behold,
where...
a month, because her first statements on it came in the beginning of March, and a month later, the Georgia Guidestones were gone.
Do we know, if the pieces are kept somewhere, or did they really break them down?
So besides the one that's clearly destroyed and the capstone that's slightly damaged, whatever could be restored, which was, I recovered the 3 perfectly intact. Well, I think there's some damage to them, but they're fairly intact. And the capstone, and I think the debris of the one destroyed, were given to the Elberton Granite Association. The county wanted to rebuild these, but that's not a cheap thing to do, so that's kind of just given up on that. They're hoping to put these in a museum for people to see.
So they're just stored somewhere right now?
Yeah. Candace Taylor celebrated this and claimed it was actually a lightning strike that did it.
A lightning strike should hit you. Not you, Candace Taylor.
Yeah.
No, not Frank, Candace Taylor. Jeez.
So yeah, right. That was a lightning strike. Okay, and CNN put in their thing we analyzed it multiple times and cannot see how this was a lightning strike.
Yeah, because she's stupid.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the GBI, investigated it, and to this day, the culprit has never been found. Elberton County was originally going to rebuild, as I said, but this has fallen through. The remains were donated, and the land that it was on went back to the Mullinix, because there's nothing left for that. I also forgot to mention, at one point, barbed wire was put around the area because cows started rubbing on the stones and shitting there too.
Okay.
So they started closing off some of the area to make it more tight for tourists. And get this, in 2022, I think it was the year prior, or in 2022 by that point, 20,000 people were seeing the stones, or visiting to see them. This is a big tourist attraction. Huge for the town, and now it's gone.
Well, that really sucks for the economy.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that really sucks for the economy. But hey, you know what? Fuck the stones, New World Order, let's get rid of it. A lot of people celebrated this. And remember that time stone?
Mm-hmm.
They dug up under there, no time stone. No time capsule.
Yeah, well, they didn't have a date put in it or a date.
Yeah, so they never actually got around to it.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I remember whenever it happened, I'm like, are they going to find the time stone? The time capsule? Not the time stone, that's Avengers. I'm like, are they going to find the time capsule? What's going to be in it? I was so curious, and then I didn't realize it was all they actually forgot to do it.
What do they call the stone in Dragon Tales?
I don't know. That's so long ago. What the?
Oh, it's not. It's a dragon scale. I'm stupid.
Back to this then. That's the story of the Georgia Guidestones. We still don't know who blew it up. We know that a lot of far right people hated it. They wrote about, they complained about George Cooper, Alex Jones, Candace Taylor, Mark Dice, all a bunch of right wing chuds. Not the cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller type of chud. What are your thoughts on what the Georgia Guidestone was? Do you think it was a part of the New World Order, guidelines for exterminating everyone, guidelines for after the apocalypse, or just a few rich people's idea for what the future should be?
Aliens.
Wasn't actually okay. Somewhere in here, in passing on one thing, aliens were mentioned about how like the X of it aligns with UFOs or something like that. And I didn't. I like glanced over that. Like I don't have the time for that. I don't think that that's important to explore. But apparently, it might have been.
No, I mean it's definitely weird as shit. Rich people do really interesting things with their money.
Oh yeah, they're.
I don't agree. With the 500 million people, the apocalypse, whatever. Like, that's not something that...
Maybe if an apocalypse happened and we're after maybe 1 billion people, try not to go above 2 billion at most, because we're definitely struggling with the fucking 8 we have now.
Yeah, I won't be a part of that. If there's an apocalypse, I am taking myself out. I don't want to survive. It's too much work. But I don't know. I mean... It's interesting how much secrecy is around it, but like how much you would think that if it was New World Order, the far right would kind of, I feel like, latch onto it.
No, the far right hates the New World Order.
But they believe in all the conspiracy theories of like the lizard government and shit. That's like QAnon stuff.
Yeah.
Not New World Order, but like if it's kind of along the same lines, I feel like right wing would latch onto that.
That like it was a conspiracy?
Yeah.
They did. Alex Jones railed about it multiple times.
So then why would a right-wing politician want it destroyed?
Because it's a monument to all that's evil. Satanic. Luciferian.
I don't get how those things can be true at the same
It's a satanic New World Order government, what's it called? Monument. We gotta destroy it. It's an affront on God. It's an affront on Jesus, guns, and babies.
Sure. I don't know. I think it's weird as shit. It's cool. I mean, the people in the world do interesting things. We don't know why the pyramids are the way that they are, like, or how they got built and whatever, like, or Stonehenge. It's another wonder of the world.
Yeah, but
wonder of the United States, I guess.
It's no longer because some dude decided to destroy it. I think on those ideas, it's probably some, like, guy who had, some like rich guys who had a lot of money with some outdated opinions wanted to do something like that, and that's what we have is that kind of like just they had money, they had an opinion, and this is what they did. Loyal Americans, loyal to what? If it really was this racist asshole, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't get to look much into that because only one source, the CNN source, that I found that at the end of the source, near the end of my research, that say this. Nowhere else I did. I have like 10 web pages open. The CNN one I opened near the end of my stuff, and it had that. And I'm like, I don't have time to unpack all this when I unpacked everything else.
Okay.
I keep running into that. I gotta do a better job like finding like correct sources the first time.
Well, I think when you're exploring things like this, it's...
Yeah. Well, like, a lot of places don't have enough information, and then there's a Wired article that's so fucking long it has everything. But that's up to, like, 2007. It's afterwards, or no, I think 2009 is up to where it goes. Afterwards, not much happened besides the bombing, and then this CNN article is like, hey, there's also this that nobody talks about. Okay, thanks for telling me that. Like, normally a CNN article is not where I get most of my sources anyways. It's not even, that guy isn't even mentioned on the Wikipedia. So, like, I didn't even take a second look at that.
Oh, okay. I follow Wikipedia a lot. I usually...
Yeah, I mean, as much as people hate on Wikipedia in school, it's a great source, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I had for the Georgia Guidestones today. I don't think there's anything else to mention on them. What do you, out of guns, sorry, Jesus, guns, babies, choose one.
I feel like
Actually, I'll just do. How many Jesus, guns, babies out of 10 do you rate the Georgia Guidestones?
what does 10 mean?
On like conspiracy, is it as conspiracy? Like 10 is this is New World Order evilness.
I think it's 4 or 5. I mean, it's not like, I mean, there's stuff on there that's interesting, like that doesn't fit the traditional view of.
But do you think it's really a secret shadow government?
No, but I think that there's something. It was something bigger.
Yeah, I have to agree with the 4 guns. Sorry, Jesus, guns, babies out of 10. Jesus, guns, babies.
Okay.
Man, one of our chapters, probably when I check this on Spotify tomorrow, is going to say Jesus, guns, babies, an interesting game.
Sure.
I can't believe how long we spent talking about Jesus, guns, babies. All right, so that's about it that we have today for the Georgia Guidestones. So thank you everyone for listening to me ramble on about random shit today. Really appreciate you guys sitting here and listening to it. So if you like what you're listening to, go check our socials and give us a follow, like, whatever on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok. If you are wanting to support us further, please, and this is completely free for you to do, rate, comment, review, subscribe, follow, whatever, like 5 stars, whatever you are on to like wherever you listen to podcasts, help us out. Just give us that support, please. It really goes a long way for us right now with our size. So thank you everyone for taking the time to be here, and thank you for those who have stuck along this long. For those who left already, well, you ain't hearing anything I'm saying, so whatever. With that being said, Sage, are we ready for the sign off?
Yep.
Right. And remember
To look for
the unknown,
the unseen,
and the unseen.
Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys. All right, Sage, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jesus, guns, babies. Oh no, she chose gun. It beats my baby.
Wow. Happy birthday, Frank.
Woo, happy birthday, me.